these numbers. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I mean, compared to the others, it's in between.
Interesting.
Yes.
And by interesting, I mean bewildering. But anyway, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Mr. Darwin's got a hammer for us all, really. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, but I enjoyed doing yesterday's news. Or go after that.
We know what you mean. And we also know that I'm sure that there's a lot more of that show. I mean, look, Joe Vector, I can't imagine throwing him in the gutter. You know, we got to give him a little bit more wingspan. Especially if, we're letting all these other things get by.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know if that made any sense, but you know what I mean.
So, let's run down the numbers. Just by your observation of...
Run them down? Let's talk.
Just by your observation of what you heard, what has been the best show on the network?
I'm not overly that sure. I mean, I thought that the ones that were mentioned at the beginning seemed to have high numbers. I mean, it sounded like Ricky and Wolfman was real high. It sounded like when you were going over some of the Spiritus Holographica and Journal of the Dreamscape, they sounded all right. Yeah. I was very surprised to hear about yesterday's news numbers being as low. I mean, the idea that there's any mediocrity at all in that show, it's kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, it's I was surprised at yesterday's news. I thought it would be a little bit better, and it didn't meet. It's not where I want the show to be.
Well, I guess we got to start considering the kind of stories we take. Maybe people aren't interested in donkeys and doggies and bears and stuff. Maybe we should start, going after politicians and industries. Who knows? Maybe we should do corporate stories. You should probably put a little note on the Joseph Evaldi Network Facebook page, folks, if you have any suggestions about that.
Yeah.
Because I thought we were doing swell, but Joseph Evaldi basically says we're 1 inch away from Gutterland, so...
Yeah.
Mr. Darwin went to go get himself a Coca-Cola, but he's bound to be back any day now, so...
Yeah. This is the Joseph Evaldi Podcast. I'm your host, Joseph Evaldi, and I'm going to give a quick plug to Audible Trial. Go to www.audibletrial.com/Joseph Evaldi Network for the latest audiobooks from either James Patterson, Harlan Coben, Dean Koontz, or other of your favorite authors, even including Joseph Evaldi.
You're currently listening to Chariots of the Gods by the Thomas Sound Orchestra. In case you're wondering. And also so they don't swing a hatchet at us. So this has been an episode just like the previous one, dedicated to R&D for the Joseph Evaldi Network. And we're trying to show you that we're very interested in this programs, and we're trying to get the best material. And originally I was just here fooling around, but at this point, I think I've learned a lot about the podcasting process and about how Joseph Evaldi views it. And I think we're able to overview these things, and who knows what'll come of it. I'm hoping better and better programs. Right?
Right. Well, actually, we were discussing in the Okinawa studio recently, of maybe having a special R&D show for Joseph Evaldi Network and the Joseph Evaldi brand.
Yeah, we'll see how this rolls over first, but it could be. It's not that bad going over this stuff, and it's a process. I mean, it's good. I can tell, go home to my brother Ricky and tell him what I heard, and it's just going over the process is never a problem. Obsession is a virtue. That's what my brother Ricky said.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's no real problem.
Yeah, I mean, I like to discuss the show with my audiobooks, my Kindle books, the network numbers, the YouTube numbers, the blogging numbers. It's like I've got a lot on the brand and a lot needs to be discussed.
A lot of fire in the irons, you know what I mean?
I mean, maybe I'm thinking if one of these shows doesn't work out and the numbers aren't there for it, I think one show might be ready to take its place.
That's right, folks. We let evolution swing its hammer around here, folks.
Yeah. Exactly.
You have been listening to the Joseph Evaldi podcast on the Joseph Evaldi Network. I'm Curtis Bearheart. I'm from another network called the Okonos Network, also on Spreaker.com. I'm here to tell you about some shows from there. One show is Warrior Greenwich Podcast, which is a virtual fountainhead of occult knowledge and some secrets and talk of spirituality and mystery. It's actually quite pleasant to listen to. Check that out on Spreaker.com. Another show is Quantum Posy on the Okonos Network, where Twilight Cricket reads poetry, the poetry of Richard Andrew Olcott, as well as some famous poets. And you also have the ability to listen to the spoken word album, The Machinations of the Cybernetic Phantom God. Ooh, that's a mouthful. It's old school, folks. It's from 2004. It's a pretty wild ride, pretty creepy. Check it out. The Okonos Network, a creative baptism for every day. Spreaker.com, type in Richard Andrew Olcott into Amazon Kindle for the books that are up there. And we're going to get paperback up sooner or later, folks. Little bit of a snag with the audiobook project, I'm not going to lie, but any help with that would be greatly appreciated from our faithful audience.
This is Joseph Evaldi and Joseph Evaldi Network. I am going to plug Audible Trial. www.audibletrial.com/Joseph Evaldi Network. Go there, you find the latest audiobooks. Also, I am going to plug another audiobook that you could go to the same website and type it in. It's A Soul Warrior's Journey. That is a book written by Joseph Evaldi and narrated by Andrew Garrett. Very good stuff in the book. It has past life regression. It has Journey to Egypt. It has adventure. Very good audiobook to listen to. And also, The Evolution of the Square Circle, the production of professional wrestling. It's also on there, and much more. So, check out audibletrial.com/the Joseph Evaldi Network and check out some of my books that would be on.
Well, that was another episode. The stars have misaligned, so we'll have to pull the plug a little early, folks.
Let's just do a final summary. Just to wrap things up.
And how exactly did you want to do that, sir?
I was surprised by the numbers of I was surprised by the numbers of the Journal to the Dreamscape. I didn't expect that to get that many downloads. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, I gotta tell you, dreams are mysterious, man. And anytime you belly up to that bar, you're bound to get something interesting, you know?
yeah. I mean, Spiritus Holographica, I was expecting those kind of numbers.
It's like a cosmic thing, you know? Like I hear Ricky talk about it. If you see some synchronistic thing in a dream where it's like, wow, that's beyond coincidence. Like, I remember that episode where you guys read the famous dream. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's very good, solid stuff. Like, also another one. Also, like episodes. Also Slow Mo Joe's Timeless Poetry Show. You know, that's another solid show that I was surprised with the numbers with.
I think our poetry is, the poetry from both of you guys, from my brother Ricky, from you. I think people are really, really warming up to that.
Ricky and Wolfman, that show, it's solid numbers. Solid numbers. So it's a good show for the brand.
Yep. So that about sums up our greatest content, right?
Yesterday's news, I was happy with the content. Like, I thought it deserved better ratings than it did.
Yeah, you're saying it's mediocre. That's strange and mysterious.
I don't know how, but, I feel like we need to raise the bar with that show.
We're probably going to have to do a little experimenting.
Yeah.
Well, that's a subject for another R&D day.
However, the last show, Totem Wolf and Bearheart,
why is it both shows I'm on are tanking?
I don't know.
I'm getting nervous, man. I'm telling you. Originally I thought he was coming for Totem Wolf. I think he might be coming for me, Mr. Darwin. I better stop eating cookies too hard, or it's going to be over.
No. Totem Wolf is
a statistic.
I think it's Totem Wolf. It's like either it's the material we're watching, or it's Totem Wolf not being his old self, or I don't know what the deal. It's like he went crazy and was in the bookshelf, and like next thing you know,
he was up on top of that bookshelf all night. We tried luring him down with a cheesesteak and everything, and he wasn't having it. I guess it caused me many anxious moments. I'm not gonna lie.
So we renewed it for another season, but if that's not kicking in, we might get the.
That's right. Yeah, Mr. Darwin's giant hammer of you're over now.
So
you've heard of Mjolnir. This is you're over.
We went through the brand. Basically, Totem Wolf might be on the cutting block. So
you see, wishes do come true after all. Will you wish upon a star?
But if that show got canceled.
Poor fella.
I hope for it. I would like you to do an R&D show with me, Joseph Evaldi.
Okay, well, maybe. That doesn't sound so bad.
I think it wasn't you, Kurt. I think it was Totem Wolf.
You might be right about that. In fact, I'm insisting that you are. But beyond that point, though, you have to realize it's going to matter about this show.
Yeah.
These last 2 episodes we've done. What if this underperforms?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to start panhandling for my pizza on that day.
We'll see.